Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Family, I'm just gonna give it I might give it 5 minutes at the most to see if any brews come on up in here. This is a very unusual video right here, session right here. Not gonna keep you too long. I just wanted to share this with you brews out there, particularly in America, but not just America, because understand this, Hebrew, we're scattered into all nations. And wherever we are, the other nations, they have us so divided, family. And what I'm about to let you guys listen to is a guy by the name of Neely Fuller Jr., okay? Now, I'm guessing that this guy, Neely Fuller Jr., I'm guessing that he was a professional speaker. And I don't want to say was, because he currently still does speak. Now, this guy is he's somewhere between 92 and 94 years old, okay? He's from Washington, D.C. He's born and raised in Washington, D.C. Now, you guys know most Israelites, men or women, they don't live to be in their mid-90s. This guy's in his mid-90s already. King David says, Tav X. Good to see you as always, King David. Hope the Most High smiling upon you and helping you along your way, brother. Family, once again, this guy's name is Neely Fuller Jr. He's a so-called black man. We know that there's no such thing as a black man, but he's actually an Israelite. But I don't believe that this brother knows that he's an Israelite. Now, he knows a lot of stuff, but I don't believe he knows he's an Israelite. But he talks about a lot of things that are plaguing the Israelites because he is an Israelite. You guys, you know, being a Hebrew is not a religion. This is a nationality, okay? And for the most part, the so-called Hebrews, one of the favorite names they like to call us is black. And this guy, Neely Fuller Jr., is going to talk to anybody out there who will listen about some of the biggest problems that so-called black people have. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there, especially if you're watching on this channel, there's something that you guys can pull out of what this brother's going to be saying. So as you come through the door, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Fair use, fair use. Here we go.
So they say, okay, here comes the black guy who works down on the dock and whatnot, and he likes hip hop. So okay, so I'll learn a little bit about hip hop, and so that way I can talk to him a little bit about him. He'll be relaxed and whatnot, and then I can talk to him about other things that I want him to do that'll fit me. Okay, so they'll do that. See, the white supremacists, they are masters of psychology. I mean, they're the best psychologists in the world. They know how the mind works. They know how to make a black person laugh. They know how to make them cry. They know how to make them sad. They know how to do all of this. Why? Because they spend full time studying us. All right? We don't spend any time studying them.
Fair use, fair use. Y'all hear that, Hebrews? The other nations studying us, Hebrews, but we don't even pay attention. This guy, Neely Fuller Jr., like I said, he's between 92 and 94 or 95 years old, born and raised in Washington, D.C. This guy has a lot of information, but you guys know how Hebrews are. We overlook a lot of information, y'all. Somebody out there can learn from this guy. That's why I'm playing his speech right here on this channel. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Fair use, fair use.
Spend full time studying us. Yeah. That's why we don't really learn anything about the world that we are, the real world, and who runs it that we're in. Because we spend all our time watching each other. One slave at the bottom of the ship watching the other slave at the bottom of the ship. Now, how much are you going to learn from that? Except how to have contempt for people who are enslaved, which is what we do. And that's why we go at each other every chance we get.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're down at the bottom of the ship hitting each other with our chains.
Okay.
We're chained now to the ship, the slave ship. That hasn't changed. So we spend our time doing what? Fighting each other in the bottom of the ship. And every now and then the captain...
J.R. Meadows says 100. Good to see you in here, J.R. Meadows. King David, good to see you too. Good to see every Hebrew on this live or on the playback. Again, this is Neely Fuller Jr. He's a professional speaker. Now, obviously, this guy, Neely Fuller Jr., is a Hebrew Israelite, but I don't know if he knows that. He probably, I think he still thinks that he's black. He's anywhere between 92 and 95 years old, born and raised in Washington, D.C. This guy knows a lot. That's why I'm playing this. Fair use, fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrew.
The ship, the sailors in charge, whatnot, white, they come down and splash water on us or something and turn the hose on us if they got one sophisticated that, and break up the fight, so that they can get some sleep. So that's all it is. They don't care about us. I mean, just break up the fight so we can get some sleep. You're disturbing us. You dark people, you slaves and whatnot. The captain has to get his rest. The captain can't put up with all that noise that you sometimes make. They don't mind you fighting each other as long as you don't kill each other, because we got to use you. Okay? We'll let a few of you die. I mean, that goes with the trade. That's part of the business. But that's basically what it's all about.
These car hacks are going...
Fair use, fair use. The voice that you hear speaking is Neely Fuller Jr.'s speeches, but that cartoon guy is a cartoon caricature of Neely Fuller. Fair use, fair use.
I've been saying, and I'll reiterate it. If you can't guarantee that people are going to have constructive intentions. Constructive intentions. Anytime you go anywhere, everyone who is on the scene, particularly where it comes to black people, because we have all been loaded with poison. We have to realize that. We have a certain amount of hostility toward each other. We have to recognize that. You can get on a bus and you can almost feel the hostility of that bus is crowded with black people. I mean, you can just feel it. You can just feel that, that there's vibes. It's not harmonious at all. It's not pleasant at all. I mean, when you get where you're going, you're anxious to get off of there. I mean, you can just feel something, even with no one saying anything. Because there's all this hostility. The way you can see it in people's eyes, you can see it in their body language and whatnot. And this has always been.
Fair use, fair use.
With right after World War II in particular. Because before World War II, you had the signs up in a lot of places. Rear seat for color. White section only. And so that kept black people kind of on their toes and a little bit of affinity for each other, because even when they got on a bus, they were reminded that they were nothing, that you are nobody. Get to the back and don't step on any white people's feet on your way there, or you just might be dead. That's how you might spend your morning in the morgue. So you understand.
Fair use, fair use. Hebrews, do y'all hear this? Y'all might look at this and see this as a cartoon, but Neely Fuller Jr. is dropping gems out there. Hebrews, we have always had to be careful living our everyday life. Nowadays is no exception. And just because Neely Fuller Jr. doesn't know that he's a Hebrew, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have some knowledge. Look, he got some kind of knowledge if he's a so-called black man living to be in his mid-90s, born and raised in Washington, D.C. Oh, he got some kind of knowledge, you best believe, fam. Hit the like button, Hebrew.
you boys and girls, you boys and gals, you nothing people, you Negroes. You shouldn't even be on the bus. You should be honored to even get on the same bus with white people. So that kept black people kind of looking at each other and saying, well, maybe we should have a little bit of affinity for each other, rather than nowadays when the signs are down and have long been down, we got on a bus with complete hostility, total hostility. We ought to think about that. Someone says good morning to you. I mean, you look around, as if to say, what you saying good morning to me for?
King David says, facts. That build tension for years ain't no joke. Yes, King David. This is so serious. This is another subtle trick of the enemy. We in bad shape out here, y'all. That's why I'm playing this video. And look, Hebrews, I know somebody might say, why are you showing this video? This guy ain't no Hebrew Israelite. Family, Neely Fuller Jr. is a Hebrew Israelite. Remember, y'all, it's not a religion. This is a nationality. And this brother in his mid-90s, the guy doing the talking, the guy with the cartoon guy with the glasses, that's the cartoon character of Neely Fuller Jr., he has some knowledge. He's in his mid-90s. He might not know he's an Israelite, but he knows how to survive to make it to be in his mid-90s, something that most people don't know. I'm trying to know this. Hit the like button, Hebrews.
I mean, might be a good morning for you. It ain't no good morning for me. You don't know nothing about my life. I'll cut your throat. But that type of hostility, in their minds at least.
That's Neely Fuller Jr. with the
We
glasses,
know
y'all.
who we are. We know who we are. We know we're like that. And we ought to stop it.
Fair use, fair use. Family, hit the like button as you come through the door. Neely Fuller Jr. speaks. Produce Justice is where Neely Fuller sells his books.
I'm de-emphasizing the cult of personality. We've got to get away from this thing of Neely Fuller as some kind of leader. Neely Fuller is just a spokesperson for, hopefully, logic.
Y'all hear that?
Get everyone to tap into logic. Like I sometimes use the character in Casablanca, the movie Casablanca, a real old movie that's kind of boring, really, to most people. But he's an individual.
Okay.
With everything against him. I wrote my book for the individual person who nobody will speak up for.
The
In
Israelites.
other words, you look around, you got nobody will help you.
Okay.
You don't have gang members, you don't have anybody. You're always alone. You're always alone. So I wrote a book for the person who's always alone. You got to figure out everything for yourself every day.
Every day. Okay.
Black people around you are not going to help you do nothing. That's the position you should take. All right? On the job and everywhere else.
Okay.
They're not going to back you up on nothing. You are alone. Okay? So I wrote a book for the person who is 100% alone. And how do you function when you're 100% alone and all you got is yourself and whatever the Creator helps you do?
That's
logic.
right.
The system of white supremacy is a poisonous system. Very poisonous. Lethal. All right? Wipes out people. I mean, distorts people, messes people up, makes zombies out of people, the walking dead. That's what the system of white supremacy does. It's extremely powerful, all right? And it's wicked, okay? And it is supreme. It's got a bigger grip on the minds of the people of this planet than any other system ever invented in the minds of people. No religion is more powerful than the religion of white supremacy. And that's been proven.
Fair use, fair use. King David says got a shirt on the cartoon saying Judah. Yeah, because you know why? This guy you see right here, y'all, with the red glasses, this is a cartoon character of Neely Fuller Jr., but the guy who actually made this video, he's not with Neely Fuller Jr. and them. He makes these kind of videos. So whoever this guy is, that guy, he must know, obviously, that guy has to know that we are the Israelites. But he not coming out and saying it. But you'll see from time to time, he'll put stuff like that in here. Y'all, that's why I'm showing y'all this, family. Because I know a lot of Israelites, y'all might say, but Neely Fuller Jr. isn't a Hebrew. He's not reading out of the scriptures. Family, he's bringing forth knowledge. And whether Neely Fuller Jr. knows he's a Hebrew or not, the Most High knows he's a Hebrew. This guy's in his mid-90s, y'all. Y'all know how much of wisdom a person has to be a Hebrew in their mid-90s, whether a man or a woman. And this guy, you can tell, if you listen to this guy long enough, you can tell what's in a person's heart by what's the things that come out of their mouth. This guy is on to some stuff, y'all. He's on to logic. And he's on to this fact. Y'all heard him say he wrote a book for so-called black people and people who are always alone. Because one thing about being Hebrews, y'all know, whether you at work, school, the neighborhood, when something kick off, for the most part, our people do not help each other out, y'all. You're all alone for the most part. That's why he said he wrote this book that he wrote. But the thing that we have, the advantage we have over everybody is we know we're not black. We know we the Hebrew Israelites. And we know if we call on the Most High God, even though it might seem like we're alone, we won't be alone. But family, I'm trying to arm myself and arm my brothers and sisters with all the knowledge and all the tools that you can use. That's why I'm showing this, family. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not. And in case this is your first time on this channel, we are the Hebrew Israelites.
Over and over again. And no political system. I don't, people talk about capitalism, socialism, communism. The white supremacists are superior to all of that. Why? Because they are all of that. The white supremacists are the most powerful capitalists that the world has ever seen. They're the most powerful communists. They have more in common with each other than the world has ever seen. Just think of the word communism. It just means in common, that's all. You have in common with another person. The white supremacists have more in common with each other than they have with anybody. And they don't need to be in common with anybody else other than themselves. And that has made them extremely the most powerful communists and the most powerful capitalists and the most powerful socialists. They socialize with each other in such a way that they are more powerful than everybody else who socializes with themselves. Black people socialize, but their socializing doesn't mean nothing compared to the socializing that the white supremacists do. See, when you pay attention to words and what they really mean, and that's why you have a word guide.
Yes, sir.
Also in the textbook, I explain what a lot of words mean and what words to look for. See, we get all tied up in knots about what is socialism, what is communism, what is capitalism. Should you be for it or against it, whatnot? And the white supremacists say, hey, I don't care if you're for it, against it, or whatever. If you're a person of color, you come under me. I don't care what you call yourself. And I don't care what religion you call yourself. You come under me. And if you don't believe it, try me. I mean, like 5 minutes I can tell you. And in 6 minutes I can show you. Okay? And every non-white person on the planet understands that. All right? Now, we argue with ourselves about whether the white supremacists exist or not. But when the white supremacists come around, I've noticed nobody argues with them
Y'all see this.
about whether there is.
Fair use, fair use. Family, they might give me a strike for this one because I've been playing it too long without talking. But I gotta play it because I want y'all to hear what this elder is saying. This guy is in his mid-90s, y'all. And he appears to be pretty healthy. I'm not talking about this cartoon. I'm talking about like in real life. This brother's still doing podcasts, still talking. He's trying to help save people's lives. Only the Most High knows how much things this man has beheld with his own eyes, family. This guy got wisdom. I know you guys can hear it. This guy got wisdom, family. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Fair use, fair use.
Such a thing as white supremacy. And I've seen that put to a test over and over again. Black people argue themselves. Well, that white supremacy ain't nothing to that, man. You talking all that garbage and whatnot. Man, you've been so brainwashed. I mean, you one of them old back of the bus Negroes from way back. Man, you can't keep up with the times. I mean, ain't no such thing as that. And then one white supremacist will show up and the whole atmosphere changes. Now, let's nail this down right quick. The white supremacists will say anything.
Okay.
See what I mean? That's part of their deception. And I'm not going to name any names, but one very, people who say that he's a white supremacist who is now in a very, very prominent position. What is he kind of known for, according to what people say in the news every day? They say he'll say anything.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
I get
you. But I think you can figure it out.
Yes, sir.
I think we all can figure it out.
A white supremacist will say anything. And when they're saying that, they look over their shoulder, the other white supremacists, and they both wink at each other.
They wink.
Yeah, they wink at each other. They say, these black people, they think that we got certain things that we won't say. We'll say anything that will work. That's the magic of being able to have power and to be able to say anything and have people nod, because you're already in power. They know that. So when you say something, they say that whatever you say must be right on point. No? I mean, in other words, the white supremacists are the greatest truth tellers on the planet.
Okay.
Why? Because they know more about the truth. The truth is just that which is than anybody. And they are the greatest people when it comes to lying.
Fair use, fair use.
White have always mistreated all females and taught black males and encouraged black males to mistreat black females. All right? So females all over the planet, all of the females all over the planet have been grossly, horrendously mistreated.
Look at this.
Mistreated, even as we speak.
Facts.
I mean, that mistreatment is not isolated, whatnot. It's just people just mention it every now and then. But it's 24/7. It goes with the system of government that we have, the world government. It's okay to mistreat females, whether you're white or non-white, except if you're non-white, you better be very careful about mistreating a white female. All right? Now you can get into serious trouble. But for a white male to mistreat a white female, that's considered okay among the white supremacists themselves. I mean, that's almost like a handshake deal.
Wow.
They've always done that. All right? At the same time, they will glorify them. All right? When it comes to other people. But when in the house themselves, they will kick that black female around, that white female around. White men will do that.
Yes, sir.
People who have worked in the white people's houses have found that out. Farther back in the old days when
Yes,
they had
sir.
a lot of maids.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes the maid has to come to the rescue of the lady of the house, you might say.
Wow.
And say, Mr. So-and-so, you should talk to her like that. I mean, she didn't do nothing. She didn't mean no harm, like that. I mean, the black maid has to intervene in order to help the white female out.
Yes.
But then, on the other hand, the white female is also considered herself a part of the establishment, like in the slave plantation. The white female was abused by the white male, but if the black servant, the black female, who is the maid in the house, even talked back to the lady of the house. Now, wait a minute. All right, who's in charge here?
Okay.
And say, well, I just, Miss Alice, I stood up for you yesterday when Mr. George was talking to you in an abusive fashion, and now you're talking to me in an abusive fashion. Say, yeah, but you're the maid.
Wow.
You are a Negro. You are a subordinate.
Yes.
You have nothing to do with the royal family's arguments.
Yes.
Don't get it mixed up, Hattie. All right? Don't get it mixed up. you are still a subordinate in our house. I mean, hey, it's one thing.
Fair use, fair use. Y'all hear what he's saying, y'all? Don't tell me this guy don't got knowledge, family. Soak it up.
A white, in the system of white supremacy, the white supremacists always let black people know, I'm not only in charge of you.
Yes.
In charge of everything that you claim is yours, including what you say is your woman.
Yeah.
Negro boy. You know? You say, you got a wife, you ain't got nothing except what I say you have. You don't have a wife, you don't have children, you don't have anything. Why? Because I got you.
Wow.
All right?
Yeah.
And don't you ever forget, I can have your wife in bed with me anytime I want to, and your daughters. By your wife. And you know it, and I know it, but you turn a blind eye to it because you know you better.
Yeah.
All right? And that's always been. And that's true in 2017 all over the world.
Yes, sir.
Fair use, fair use. Get the book.
Supremacists control all of the affairs of people who they classify as non-white on this planet, on Earth, period, in all 9 areas of activity. Absolute control, not partial control, not slipshod control, not control maybe on a Tuesday, but not exactly on a Wednesday. Oh, no. It's absolute. All of the time.
CDL ticket.
Fair use, fair use. Family, this is Neely Fuller Jr., public speaker, born and raised in Washington, D.C. in his mid-90s.
Nothing happens that's going to go anywhere without their approval.
Hit the like button, family. If you're not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Share these videos. Family, some of you may be saying, who's this Neely Fuller Jr.? I found Neely Fuller Jr. maybe about 3 years ago. And I had no idea about this guy until this moment, about 3 years ago. And I said, wow, this guy, he knows it.
You can't take away at it. You can't say, well, I'll move a few chairs around in the prison camp. Well, yeah, you can move a few chairs around in the prison camp, but you're still in the prison camp. Okay?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, you can have a trustee in the prison camp.
But you're still in the prison camp.
But you're still in the prison camp. And that's what black people are at their highest level. We're trustees. You work in the warden's office like Andy the Frame in Shawshank Redemption.
But you're still in the prison camp.
But you're still in the prison camp. You're still a prisoner. And every now and then, some black people tend to forget that. And the white supremacists always let them know. Oh, just because you have that title, you got to remember, boy, I gave you that title.
So you can be
You
president.
don't have a title of your own. You just have a title.
Okay.
You are beholden to me. Every move that you make has to be approved by me. And if you make one that's not approved by me, you will feel the sting from me. And they have proven this all over the world.
Have they not? Have they not proven that? Fair use, fair use. Family, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Just letting one of the elders in Washington, D.C. speak his piece, letting people know what's going on out there, letting you know strategic ways that you can move. Just listen to him. He dropping game, family. That's why I'm sharing it.
All of the so-called presidents of African countries, these are not really countries. These are just titles that people have. The white supremacists will determine whether they eat or not.
Facts.
All right? Not to say anything about whether their people will have anything or not. The white supremacists determine whether or not they'll breathe. I mean, through the rest of this day. Pick any, non-white person on the planet and say what their title is and how much of a big army they have and all
What
like
in
that.
the world? Y'all see
And
this?
the white supremacists say, yeah. I don't care who he or she is. If they are classified as non-white, they can have a sudden heart attack and don't know how it happened. But I know how it happened because I did.
Hint, hint.
We know how to do things.
The
We
cheeseburger.
know how to eliminate people
Y'all know what I'm
from
talking
every
about.
charge they got. We control the air that people breathe. All right? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, boy. We control the air that you breathe, and we can cut that air off at any time. You don't believe it? Try us. Because a lot of you have tried thinking that you were ahead of something, that you were now out of my jurisdiction. Any black person anywhere on this planet that has a so-called big title knows who their boss is if they tell the truth.
Y'all hear
And
this?
that boss is always somebody classified as white. I ain't no black.
Fair use, fair use.
But they
Fair use, fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrew. King David. Throw the rock and look like who did and play like they been hit too. While Lucifer bloodline has to go the whole nation. Facts, King David. Facts.
and you have a huge number of white people who say, yes, let's keep it, but let's make it look like it's not what it is.
He must have heard you,
Let's be
King
on
David.
that course. Let's be deceptive. Let's be hypocritical. Let's all get on the hypocritical wagon. Let's all smile when we're in pain and keep up the front. That's the best way of the future. Because we'll have more stability that way and less unrest. Keep these black people confused and robotized and walking around not knowing what to do and what not, what's going on. Keep them ignorant so that they don't even know what's going on or who's running things.
Y'all see
Really
this?
don't even care too much. Keep them in that state of mind. Because if we do it the old-fashioned way of just letting them know that, hey, white supremacy is here to stay forever, then they'll be angry and upset, and we'll have more problems. Yes, well, black people do. But black people know that they want something different from what they're used to. They don't know too much about what it is, but they do know that they want something different in all areas of activity. They certainly want more money and a roof over their heads and what they would call a better life without being able to define what that would mean, because black people have never been put in a situation where they had a whole lot of leeway for making these decisions.
Do y'all hear that, fam? Do y'all hear that? Now, not once has this guy said that he's a Hebrew Israelite, but he doling out all kind of knowledge and wisdom and truth facts. Once again, this guy's in his mid-90s, y'all, and he's still alive, fam. Fair use, fair use.
Decisions are always made for the victims of racism. The victims of racism have been in prison, just like people have been in prison for like forever. If you give them a little leeway and say, okay, well, you can go out into the prison yard now where you've been locked and confined to a cell. I mean, they say, okay, well, I can go out in the prison yard. Yeah, I'm with that. That's something different. And I'll do anything that's different from what I'm doing, because I definitely don't like what I'm doing now. And so let me out into the prison yard. But I have a question. Once I get into the prison yard, what do I do out there? I mean, give me something. Give me a value system. Give me something, that I think that makes sense. Or something, even if it doesn't make sense, just give me something different. Because I'm tired of doing what I'm doing.
That's how our people are,
I
y'all.
think that's the state of mind that black people have always been in.
Do y'all hear
For
this?
the most part, because we've never been allowed to be in any other state of mind.
Tell them,
Just
Neely.
give me something different. We don't care what it is. Let's all smile when we're in pain.
Fair use, fair use. Family, I'm going to give y'all about a few more minutes and Neely Fuller, then I'm going to let y'all go. Subscribe to the
The
channel.
white supremacists, they manufacture hatred because you have to do that. And you have, if you're going to dominate people and then mistreat them based on that domination and say that you these people are eligible. You do admit that the people are really people, but you say they are a breed of people who are eligible to be mistreated. So you have to teach that to your offspring systematically over a period of time. You drum that into their heads over and over again. And you even drum that into the heads of the people that you're going to mistreat. You teach them, look at yourself in the mirror. You are nothing. You are nothing. You are nothing. You are something to be despised. Anything that looks like you, including your mother and your father and your neighbors, if it looks like you and is moving around on this planet, you should despise it. Why? Because it is worthy of being despised. Why? Because it is dark. That's why. And anything in the form of a person that has dark skin should be despised. Say amen, boy. Say amen, girl, behind what I just told you. Anything that looks like it might be, just might be, in the form of a person, but that person has dark skin. The darker, the more that person or that thing that looks like a person is supposed to be despised.
Hey fam, do y'all hear this? He is telling y'all the truth. He has not told one lie yet, family. Fair use, fair use.
And by it being despised, you let it exist, but you let it exist with the understanding that it's supposed to be mistreated. If you tell it to do something and it doesn't do it, and it begins to run away from you, you shoot it. It's a it. It's a thing. It's even something that you can't even describe as being on the level of a dog. Because
Hey fam, fair use, fam. Do y'all see how he's breaking this down? He's literally just breaking this down logically. No emotions, logic.
you are classified as white. And even if
Fair use, fair use. King David says, remind me of that Family Guy episode, laugh out loud, when Peter got pulled over and they pulled the color chart and his color said, let him go free. Shade higher was, let's say, Shade higher was ticket after that, jail and beat. And that's crazy. I don't think I saw that one right there, King David. I ain't see that one. Sounds hilarious though.
classified as black, you are supposed to despise that thing and not only express it in words every now and then, not so much in the modern days, but you certainly express it in your actions toward it. Put it last on your list of things that are supposed to be given any kind of constructive consideration. And this is the society that we're in, worldwide. And that's another thing. Stop talking about in the Northwestern Hemisphere. This is worldwide, always has been. White supremacy is everywhere. There's no place you can go where it doesn't reign supreme.
Do y'all hear this guy?
That's what it means by supreme. That's everywhere, in every area of activity. Economics, they control it. If there's any people of color,
Fair use, fair use. Do y'all see? Hey, Neely Fuller is dropping game. Let me read his comments. King David says, I will post the link after the live. It was joke, but truth back in the day. They show racist to all race though. Yes, they do. Fair use, fair use.
calling themselves having some kind of economic system that's not subject to the white supremacists, you're fooling yourself. Education, they hoard all the knowledge.
Facts.
Have you come to them to get it?
They hide
They have it
things.
set up like that. And they tell you how much of it you can get. And not only that, if you're a person of color, they tell you what you can use it for and what you better not use it for. And they got the muscle to back it up. And then that's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And if you have color in your skin, they dominate your movements in all of these areas of activity, truth be told.
Facts. Fair use, fair use. You guys, I'm going to give y'all one more snippet. This going to be the last one.
Called the lowest level. They'll tell you that you are now a high school graduate. You say, well, how am I a high school graduate? Because I said so, and here's a piece of paper that I made out 15 minutes ago. And I put your name on it, and I'm giving it to you. Because I'm the one who determines what people know and what they don't know.
Lucifer.
I'm the God here.
He must have heard me.
So I'm saying that you know these things. And so you take the piece of paper and you look at it and you say, now, okay, that's nice. It sure is pretty. You know, it looks good. Got my name on it too.
Graduated in white supremacy. Hey, y'all see this, fam?
Okay, I gave you the piece of paper saying that you now have a degree of knowledge that I have given you. And I put your name on it that I have given you.
Y'all see how he leaned all the way in?
And you say, okay,
That
now
he
what
gave you.
can I do with this? I'll talk to you about that later. Well, what do I do in the meantime? Just try to stay out of trouble. Then I'm going to see to it that you get in. But you go over there to this building or that building and get in line, and we might have something for you. Depends on how I feel by the time you get there. By the time you get over there at my brother's place. Because you can't do nothing with that piece of paper except what we say that you will do with it. And you ought to know that by now. Since we orchestrate everything that you do. So when black people start talking about, well, I mean, where did Neely Fuller get his degree in fighting racism? You tell them that he doesn't have one, and nobody else has either.
Fair use, fair use. I don't know, family. I feel like I'm going to give y'all
Tell
one
black
more.
people, just to make yourself feel good, don't puff yourself up on a lie. Don't go around talking about, that you don't believe, because you say you don't believe in white supremacy, that, that white supremacists don't tell you what to do, and you walk around on this planet as black as can be and saying that the white supremacists don't tell you what to do. I run my own business. They don't run my business. I run my own business. Well, stop and think. Stop and think and ask yourself, are you really telling the truth?
Nope.
No, these people don't tell me what to do. That's why I'm where I am today. Well, where are you today? If you're black and anywhere on this planet, exactly where are you today? Anywhere on this planet, if you're not under the system of white supremacy. That's the question. I started off this program like I start off and continue in all programs because it's a scientific fact. All problems are solved through the process of what? Questions and answers. So when a black person says, no white supremacists tell me what to do, then the question is, does anybody tell you what to do, ever? And if so, who? Where? and then go through the 9 areas of activity. Does anybody tell you what to do in economics? Does anybody tell you what to do and what you better not do in education? Does anybody tell you what to do and what not to do in entertainment, in labor, in law, in politics, in religion, in sex, in war?
Fair use, fair use. King David says, I swear I heard that before. I run my ish when we in captivity. Still Negroes get little money, think they free, and on top of that, have to well out Lucifer literally for that riches. Yeah, you ain't lying. Lucifer got our people in one hell of a bind, King David. Fair use, family. I knew somebody out there would enjoy this. Whether you on the live or the playback, this is for y'all.
And if the answer you give me, and you're black, is that nobody tell me what to do my own.
Fair use. Hope you guys are enjoying Neely Fuller Jr. Fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrews. Subscribe to the channel.
Well, Haiti is on the list of what's supposed to be. Haiti, the people who are called Haitians, predominantly are people who are classified as non-white, but they're not supposed to ever have anything under the system of white supremacy, except punishment for being arrogant enough under Tucson to think that you, with your military skills, can take us over, tell us what to do. So many of historians have said that the reason Haiti is in the shape that it's in now, and sort of like the head wagging people of the world, you might say, everybody kind of looks on them with great pity. It's because the white supremacists made that decision. We're going to make examples of you. Don't you ever think that you can have military force against me, us white supremacists of the world. And we're going to make a perennial example of you up until the point we decide that we're not going to make that example. But you're going to be in poverty. You're going to be pitiful. You're going to be beggars of the first order. You're going to be dislocated trying to find a place to go because you can't stand being where you are, because I'm going to see to it that where you are will never be anything until I decide that you're going to be something.
That's like putting a vice grip on somebody.
Yes, and that's, they're letting the dark people.
Fair use, fair use. These are those curses, Hebrews. These are the curses that we experience in Hebrews.
Of the entire world know, hey, you want to get in my face, look at Haiti. That's what's going to happen to you.
It's going to happen.
Now get out of my face. You can be comfortable in a prison, which is what the white supremacists have made the world for people of color, a prison. They've made the entire planet a prison that they run. And what happens in a prison?
Yah says me says shalom, family, Yah.
Where they eat.
Shalom to you, brother.
Where they can be at any given time.
Shalom to you, brother. Good to see you always. Hazelwood says, hey, family. Thank you for mixing it up. We need more of this. I agree, Sister Hazelwoods. You guys, as you're coming through the door, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Listen to Neely Fuller Jr. This guy's in his mid-90s, born and raised in Washington, D.C. I don't know if he knows he's a Hebrew or not, but he got a lot of wisdom. That's why we playing it right now, family. Enjoy it.
Can't be any place. You got to get, if you have color in your skin, you got to get permission from those white people, not all white people I'm saying, but those white people who believe in white supremacy, they're the ones who are running things. So they tell a person, black, brown, red, yellow, beige, tan, anybody who has color in his or her skin, they say where you can be on this planet. They say, you can't come here. You can't go there. You better not cross that river. You didn't get my permission. Boy, girl, gal, you didn't get my permission. Get my permission before you cross that river, before you cross that ocean, before you come in my ocean, or before you violate my airspace.
Hey, fair use, fam. How crazy is that though, y'all? That you got to get permission from a man to go in the water, to go in the air. Fair use, fam. Hit the like button, Hebrews.
You better not borrow a plane or nothing like that and fly in my airspace without my permission. I tell you people of color where you can go. If you want to trade with somebody, even one of your cousins, I mean, on a distant island somewhere, you better get my permission before you take off. Because I will stop you on the high seas. You're on my ocean. This is my ocean. I don't care where the ocean is. It's mine. You get my permission.
Fair use, fair use. Hey, family, do y'all hear this? Neely Fuller Jr. is just telling the straight up truth, fam. He's unapologetically telling the truth. Hebrews, I hope somebody out there can hear this. Fair use, fair use. Hit the like button. Melissa Israel says permission to eat certain plants. I'm sorry, hold on, let me bet. I'm sorry. Permission to eat certain plants. I guess I missed something. Melissa Israel says, Shalom, family. Shalom to you, Melissa Israel. King David says, they charge us for air and tax us for air that the homeless breathing. That's not paying. They really think they got control of the most high world. But soon the most high gonna show who the real boss with pure pain. King David, say that again. Fair use, fair use. Hebrews, hit the like button. And enjoy this guy. Again, in case you guys don't know who this is Neely Fuller Jr. This guy right here, you see right here, this is a cartoon character of Neely Fuller Jr. This brother's in his mid-90s. I guess he's been a public speaker and a so-called activist for a long time, but he's not very tech savvy. He's doing a speech. Another brother made a cartoon. That's why you see this guy right here. And I'm playing it for you guys because the words that Neely Fuller Jr. speaks, he got a lot of wisdom. And I'm sure that we all can take something in from this. You don't get to live to be in your mid-90s and have zero wisdom. Not being a Hebrew. Hit the like button, family.
This and all nine areas of activity all of the time.
Okay.
See, in other words, the way to confuse people is to lead them to have questions with no answers. That's what confusion is. Lots of questions with no answers. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? What are those people doing over there? Why are they doing it? And all like that.
I see.
Well, in all the areas of activity, the white supremacists say, keep those dark-skinned people confused.
Sounds like Lucifer to me.
And that way, confusion brings on what? Frustration. Oh, you improve your self-esteem by doing things that work. This is what self-esteem comes from. Doing things that work. And work in a comfortable, fashion. In other words, you get comfort from it. And your self-esteem automatically is being built on you doing things and saying things that work for you. That's what self-esteem is. Doesn't work against you. Your self-esteem starts disappearing when you're doing things that are working against you. It just starts slowly easing away from you so that you don't have any left. But all so-called self-esteem comes from you know what to do, you know how to solve problems. See, basically that's it. Problem solving. And that's where self-esteem comes from. When you get to the place you have a whole lot of problems, you don't know how to solve them, your self-esteem goes, and then you just start doing any kind of old thing. Just start lashing out at anything because you're frustrated. Confusion brings about frustration. Frustration brings about all kinds of chaos. And
Did he just describe the Hebrew Israelites' plight for the last hundreds of years? Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says, like Biden says, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Yeah, I remember when he said that. How crazy was that? How crazy. Everybody remember when he said that. That was insane. And he was dead serious. Fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrews.
The chaos brings about all kinds of conflict if you're around other people. So you'll just lash out at everybody and then eventually lash out against yourself. I mean, what you're doing when you really just lash out at anybody and everybody with no particular reason for doing so, which is what black people do a lot of. That's
Facts.
why we are very toxic when we're around each other. We're frustrated, we're confused, we're angry, and we just, well, we're going to take it out on somebody. We don't want to keep just hitting ourselves upside the head all day long, so we hit somebody else upside the head. Why?
Facts.
Because they look like us. And so, since we're the ones that are confused, we want to lash out at anything that looks like the person that's confused.
Yes, sir.
So
Family, do y'all hear that? He is describing the big problem with the Israelites, y'all. And this ain't nothing new, family. We've been down bad for a long time. Family, I figured I'd do something different today. I'm glad I did. Bringing out this cartoon speech right here. I don't know what it is, but looking at a cartoon while you're hearing some real stuff, it just hit a little bit different. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll give you more of Neely for Virginia right now.
person that looks like me is me. So, since I'm not looking at in a mirror all day long, and I'm angry with myself because I can't figure out what to do with myself, so I will pick out somebody that looks like me. This is
Y'all says me says that's deep, 100% facts. Yes, this is facts, family. And I knew that some of y'all out there would be able to appreciate this and enjoy this. And whether you're on the live, whether you watch this on the playback, this one is for you, Hebrew.
the way it works, and I will lash out at that person. Might even kill him.
Wow.
Damn.
What you looking at me for? Oh, you see my weaknesses. You see I'm confused. You see that I don't know what I'm doing. You think that I'm not a man. I'll kill you. I'll kill.
Hey, family, I'm telling y'all, that ain't no joke. That's just how Hebrews be acting, y'all.
I'm shooting myself. But when I see them, I see myself. Because they're weak also. And they, black people expose each other's weaknesses. And they get mad about it.
And then get mad about it. And then don't stand.
That is the reason we slaughter each other.
Fair use, fair use. Family, he's not lying. Our people are filled with prison, family. Fair use, fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrew. Subscribe to the channel.
And so the white supremacists will run that through the computer. Well, yesterday we had 18 classifications of sexuality that we're going to spread among the black people to improve their conditions. And you say, okay, what's the projection for next year? Well, we got 18 now. Next year the projection is 52. 52 different types of sexuality to choose from for you black people. And you say, well, why are you doing this, sir? Well, it's going to improve things for you. You black people want to be improved, don't you? All right. Well, get on board with this. Listen to me. All right. You need to diversify your sexuality. I mean, there's something incorrect. Your sexuality is too limited. You talk about some male-female mess? I mean, well, you need to kind of branch out a little bit. I mean, all you ignorant black people all over the world talking about some male-female. I mean, are you crazy? Male with female? Are you crazy? No. Well, sir, out of all due regard, what should a male do? He's got a phallus, and the female has a vagina. Well, I'll tell you what. The white anus is the new black vagina. How about that, boy? Wow. Sir, what are you saying? That's right. And the holy grail of all sexuality, as always, all you dumb, ignorant black people, the holy grail of all sexuality is what? The white female vagina. Black female vaginas are obsolete, boy. Have you heard? And you say, no, I haven't heard that, sir. Well, you just heard it now.
Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says, well, we see it now. Fingernail polish on males. Yes, we do, and I'm seeing that a whole lot. I'm seeing men wearing fingernail polish and barrettes in their hair like little girls. Fair use, fam.
Come from me, and when I speak, that's God talking, right, boy?
Hey, y'all know who that is? That's Lucifer, fam.
Ah, yeah, okay. Let's do a little backslapping here. Let's do a little high five. You like that? Get on board, all you intellectual black people. We are going to disperse sexuality into thousands of different types of sexuality if we can get you to buy into it, to get you away from what? That black male with that black female. That's what. Because eventually that's what we're going to have to keep doing. We're going to have to make it real uncomfortable for that black female to be around a black male at all and having these little black offspring forever that's making problems for us. Then we're getting to the place we can't govern. So we got to disperse your sexuality where you will trade in all your sexuality for some fancy bling bling around your neck, and you got no phallus at all because I cut it out like I did back in the days when I...
Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says, we got studs now too. Yes, we do. King David says, man, these agendas coming to life. Even had one Hebrew try to argue with me that it wasn't G getting a BJ by a trans. What? Saying it's a woman now. It was serious, shaking my head. Wow. Hey, family, we in some diabolical times out here, y'all. As you can see, everything that this guy Neely Fuller Jr. is saying, we see these things happening, fam.
I used to hang you black people up on a tree and castrate you. Now I call it not castration, I call it sexual alteration. Don't you want your sex alterated, boy? You know?
Yeah.
Come on in. I can alter your sex, and not only that, there's a bonus that goes with it. If you spread that word around the neighborhood, I'll give you good money. I'll put you in the movies. I'll put you on television.
All right.
I'll give you a spot.
This is fair use, fair use. Family, I hope that you guys are enjoying Neely Fuller Jr. He's bringing the real. Like this video, share this video.
And now we'll, since you don't have any idea what to do with yourself, not even your own bodies and whatnot, we'll just draw pictures all over your body and have you flock into that. We'll have you working hard, looking forward to getting enough money together to come into the tattoo parlor. And we will draw pictures. We'll draw designs. We'll draw whatever we imagine all over your body, like we used to do under the elevated tracks or over on some abandoned warehouse, because that's what you are. You are an abandoned warehouse. So I will draw tattoos on you and have you pay for it, because you don't have any idea what to do with yourself. You're just looking around for somebody to tell you what is valuable, what to do, what not to do. You're looking around for somebody to tell you this, and we have always done the telling.
He is not lying, family. Time to snap out of it. Y'all notice the guy who ever made this cartoon, he keeps on drawing brothers with a lion with a crown on. This guy knows something, fam.
Because you don't have any idea what to do with yourself. So that's what we do with you people. We always have ideas about what we are going to do. You don't have any ideas about what you are going to do when you get your cap and gown and walk out of an institution that I set up for you to get your learning. You have to look to me, and I will always tell you what to do and will always be to my advantage, because I'm a white supremacist. That's the way that works. White supremacy takes in 9 areas of activity, and anything that a white supremacist does is to strengthen the system of white supremacy.
That's right.
The system of white supremacy is already an institution. That's just another way of saying the system of white supremacy when you say institutionalized racism. Racism is white supremacy. White supremacy is racism. It's no other form of racism. So that's already in place. So I call it in capital letters the system of white supremacy. And that covers all areas of activity that involve non-white people who are the victims of the system of white supremacy. And those areas of activity are economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that everybody is engaged in at any minute of any day, anywhere on the planet, both white people and non-white people. I mean, and all of these areas of activity are interrelated. Religion is associated or interrelated with politics. Politics is interrelated with education. Education is interrelated with economics. Economics is interrelated with religion, and so on and so on and so on. So what the white supremacists did, they looked at the non-white people, the people of color on the planet, and say, we are going to dominate all of these people simultaneously, all of the time, in everything that they do and say.
That's called captivity, family. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Fair use.
And we are going to figure out a way to not only dominate them, but we are going to mistreat them.
Okay.
We're not just going to be their bosses.
Okay.
We're going to mistreat them. For what? For fun, for glory, and for material gain.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
what white supremacy is.
Look.
The white supremacists will say anything. You will say, well, we have a system of white supremacy in place. This Neely Fuller, he's going around saying that there's a system of white supremacy. And the white supremacists will say, if they think it will work for them, they'll just simply say, Neely Fuller is crazy. There's no such thing as white supremacy. It doesn't exist. It never did exist. He's making it all up. They'll say anything. And white supremacists will say anything that they think that people will believe. They don't care. They use words to do one thing, to strengthen their position that's already in place.
Fair use, fair use. Family, I hope you've enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Family, I like Neely Fuller so much. I like y'all so much. I'm going to give you one more snippet, and after that, we're going to shut it down. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Hit the like button, Hebrews. I'm going to give y'all one more snippet of Neely Fuller Jr. in his mid-90s, born and raised in Washington, D.C., and then we're going to call it a night.
Don't kill me, even though I teach you how to do it. Kill your brother, the fella down the street. And anybody who remotely looks like you, kill it. Kill it, harm it, kick it, curse it. Write a song about kicking it and killing it and cursing it. And try to get everybody to listen to it. And then go out and do it and try to get them to do it. And call that our culture. Isn't that wonderful? I wish somebody would copy it.
Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says United States judicial system is based on the Babylonian system code of Hammurabi. I think I've heard the Hammurabi before. I've never.
Mass sickness. That's what the system of white supremacy spawns. They've done an excellent job.
Fair use, fair use. King David says should do a video on that. Hazel, never heard of that. First time today or write more after the live. Yes, I never heard of that too, Sister Hazel. I'm definitely going to look into that. Got me very curious about that, Hazel Woods. And family, I think we all should look into everything, family, because the lies is so heavy, family. I'm telling you, it's much, much deeper than any of us could have ever imagined, y'all. Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says, found out on TikTok. Okay, I'm definitely going to check that out. For sure.
we speak.
King
It
David
manifests
says,
itself
oh,
all over the
okay.
world. Give me a 9mm and kill somebody that looks like me. That's what I do. That's the mind of a stone victim. A person who has been completely victimized because their mind has been completely turned upside down, inside out, and then finally just completely oblivious. It's not even a man.
Hey, tell me that ain't us, family. Tell me that the nation of Israel hasn't had our mind completely warped. Not even a mind no more, like Neely Fuller Jr. said, y'all.
Robotized,
Robotized.
niggerized,
Niggerized.
a thing, not even remotely resembling a humane person, a human being. All that activity, this is what the white supremacists enjoy. They have made the world a cesspool of this nonsense.
Hazelwood says, but Google it. Babylonian judicial system. It will come up. Good looking, Hazelwoods.
Some areas of the world, people don't have the sophisticated pistols and rifles, so get a machete. Don't cut bananas off the tree, cut sugar cane. Get a machete and whack off the arm of a black lady who tried to hide from you because you're a rapist. Teach her a lesson. And then walk around and feel proud of yourself.
Shame. Shame.
Strong black male image.
Shame.
We can stop it by becoming a little bit sane.
Fair use, fair use. King David says, yeah, we is going. You can't be dead serious like you are special. Keep the laws and serve the Most High alone. Also, I will help you get back on your two lost Hebrews. Word, I ain't trying to hear that BS. I'm do me. Sad.
In this insane situation that's been produced and refined by the white supremacists.
Fair use, fair use. Family, I know I keep saying this the last one, but I really mean it. This time right here, the last one. Family, thank you guys for watching as always. Here's the last one, then I'm going to let y'all go. Fair use, fair use.
So if you just, all we really have to do is just say, hey, who's behind all of this stuff that's going on? We see what's going on the surface. And we are, chomping at the bit to jump on the black women who are out here, shaking and doing this and selling themselves and all like that. But wait a minute. They weren't born doing this. So who's really behind this? And I'm always saying, anything that seems like it may be non-constructive that you see black people doing, immediately go to the usual suspects. That's what we do. And that's what I do. I say, wait a minute. This looks like something that the usual suspects has come up with. Almost anything that I see black people are doing has got a question mark on it. It doesn't even have to be something destructive. Mm-hmm. But if it looks like it might be leading to something destructive, I always say, hey, let's check this out and see what the white supremacists have to do with this. Or if there are some white supremacists that have to do with it, because the assumption should always be that anything that you see black people doing that may have a question mark behind it, always suspect that it's a plot by the white supremacists and be willing to say so to the whole world.
That's right.
Always say, and the term that you actually use exact terms, say the usual suspects, just like in the movie Casablanca. Say, hey, this looks like something concocted by the usual suspects. But they'll say, what are you talking about, fella? Who are the usual suspects? The white supremacists. It looks like another one of their schemes. Oh, yeah, but you don't have any proof of that. No, I'm saying I suspect it. I don't have the proof. No. but I suspect it because it could be something destructive. Yeah, but it hasn't proven to be destructive so far. Yeah, so far. But I don't know what's going to happen when we turn around the corner.
Uh-huh.
You know, the usual suspects always throw out some bait, just like catching a fish.
Uh-huh.
They always throw black people something that looks like it's good on the surface.
Uh-huh.
50 years later, it turns out to be totally something that's
JC,
totally
look
poisonous.
at that. Y'all
And now
see
we're 50 years
that?
wrestling with that
Hey,
poison.
fam, y'all saw that.
Anytime they come down the pipe, you should have one thing in mind. We're talking about what to do about things now. When I see them coming, this is part of the code. When you see people coming, I'm not talking about all white people, but when you see white people approaching you with anything, any kind of new fad, anything, any kind of something that's going to help you, always have in your mind, here they come. What are they up to now? That should be on every black person's lips on the entire planet. Here they come again. What are they up to now? That should be your mindset.
Right.
Now, you'll have white people who say, oh, that's a terrible attitude to have. No, it isn't. Because if you're coming there to do something that's going to be constructive, we should be the first. After it's proven to be constructive, after we're running through every type of test, and we're seeing, hey, this is really constructive.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, we should be the first to stand up and say, hey, we were suspicious of you, but that suspicion is gone because
Fair use, fair use. Hazelwood says no joke. I would say that when I see them coming. Bring it out. Bring it out, sis.
you have proven yourself to come with a constructive intent.
Family, I thank y'all for coming to hang out as always. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I wanted to do a little something different because it's something about hearing real words, watching those cartoons. I might do this again some point. If y'all want me to, hit the like button and subscribe. Hebrew, I'm gone.